It was February 2010. Deputies had jumped the gun, coming within feet of where Josh Wetzler and Tommy Dean Welch were buried, likely walking right over them. Triad bloodhounds were unable to pick up on the scent in Pazuzu Algarad's backyard. Their first search warrant had failed.
It's not what anyone was hoping for. We had hoped that they didn't want to be found for a period of time, but that wasn't the case.
Pazuzu was charged with accessory after the fact to involuntary manslaughter in the death of Joseph Chandler the following October. Chandler had become the third man to disappear from the Clemens area between July of 2009 and July of 2010.
So after a period of time, they back and forth with that. The credibility of that witness diminishes.
Pazuzu's self-proclaimed wife, Amber Birch, assaulted his mother, Cynthia, on September 22, 2011. While Amber was in jail, Cynthia went to the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office.
I believe what her intent was to come down here and put all that on Amber.
Cynthia told deputies that in late 2009, she'd heard a gunshot and saw Amber holding a rifle.
Amber came to the entry of the hall there.
Tommy Dean Welch was slumped over on the couch in their home.
I love her and I forgive her.
But when deputies said they needed to question Pazuzu about the murder,
that's where it stopped. So it was a classic case of a mother protecting her son.
I think that she was more a product of Pazuzu's brainwashing than anything.
When Pazuzu was released the next year following his accessory after the fact to involuntary manslaughter conviction, things calmed.
He would tell me he's never going back to jail again. He's doing much better.
2 more years went by until a couple more leads came in and led deputies to a woman named Dixie Ross in late September 2014.
All the information started coming in there at one time, and so we pieced it together, prepared the search warrant, looked at the previous search warrant.
Dixie told deputies Amber texted her to come over to the Nob Hill home in early October 2009. When she got there, Amber told her, smiling, "I just did my first." It would later prove to be Tommy Dean Welch. Dixie, now in fear, helped Amber dig a hole. Looking for an excuse to stop, Dixie said her sandals kept falling off while jumping on the shovel. Amber took her shoes off, gave them to Dixie, and then put on Tommy Dean Welch's before starting to sing, "I'm wearing a dead man's shoes," out loud, over and over. And 4 days later,
he had to use self-contained breathing apparatus.
Deputies got their second search warrant for Pazuzu's home.
This went on for a matter of weeks.
After arresting Pazuzu and Amber and days of digging, collecting every shred of evidence they could, the scene was released, with deputies only going back to guard it out of fear people would go there on Halloween.
3 times this property is then sold back to the note holder.
The home was sold back to the bank.
If it ever does sell, who's going to buy a house that people were killed in?
At 8:45 in the morning on Friday, April 24th, 2015,
it just needs to be over.
the walls were torn down. As neighbors erupted in cheers, a track hoe flattened the home piece by piece. Dust, debris gathered for years floated off into the blue spring sky.
We'll probably never know what all took place in that house.
In the meantime, Pazuzu had attempted to commit suicide in the Forsyth County Detention Center. Transferred to Central Prison in Raleigh for safekeeping, where he continued to write his mother letters.
And he said, "Mom, I just can't take it anymore."
Until October 26th, 2015, when he wrote the very last one.
"Please, I want to be cremated."
Sheriff's office says Pazuzu was transferred
discounted